Have you ever watched a guy walk into a room and wondered why him? Not the richest guy, not the best looking guy, but somehow he has that magnetic pull that women just orbit around. For the last decade, I've studied the psychology behind this. I've analyzed thousands of hours of interaction, and I found something shocking. The secret these men use isn't a secret at all, it's a two-word pattern, a linguistic trigger that bypasses a woman's logical mind and speaks directly to her subconscious. And the best part is it has nothing to do with money, muscles, or lines. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. But first, we have to look at why most men fail. Most men spend their entire lives trapped in what I call the safe zone. They speak to avoid rejection, they try to be agreeable, they try not to offend, and they wait for permission. They say things like, I don't know, what do you want to do, or we should hang out sometime if you're free. Now, logically, that seems polite, right? But psychologically, it's a disaster. It signals that you are a passenger in your own life, not the driver, and women are biologically wired to look for the driver. So how do you flip the switch? The first word is simple, but the delivery is everything. It's I want. Now, before you roll your eyes, hear me out. There is a massive difference between being needy and stating intent. When you say, I want to take you for a drink at that new rooftop bar on Friday, you aren't begging, you aren't asking for her permission to exist, you are giving her a gift, clarity. The female brain craves certainty. When you state what you want, you relieve her of the mental burden of having to guess your intentions or make the decisions for you. This creates a psychological dynamic called polarity. You're the steady, decisive mountain, she is the river that flows around you. But here is where 99% of men mess this up. If you only use I want, you risk sounding like a dictator. You need the second word to balance the energy. The second word is I appreciate. I want builds the frame, I appreciate fills it with meaning. Watch what happens when you combine them. Instead of saying you look hot, which is generic, physical, and low value, you say I want to see you again because I really appreciate how sharp your mind is. Most people don't challenge me like you do. Do you feel the difference? You aren't just saying you like her looks. Every guy does that. You are saying you see her, you are validating her existence. When you tell a woman you appreciate something specific about her, her humor, her drive, her perspective, you trigger the same neural reward centers as physical touch. It creates trust, and trust is the foundation of attraction. But there is a trap here that will kill your attraction instantly. It's called incongruence. You can have the best script in the world, but if your body language is screaming one thing and your voice is whispering another, she will believe the body language every single time. If you say I want to take you out, but you're hunched over, looking at your phone and mumbling, the message she receives is I am insecure and I don't believe I deserve you. The female brain is an emotional lie detector. It is 10 times more sensitive to nonverbal cues than the male brain. So how do you fix this? When you say I want, your spine must be straight, you take up space. When you say I appreciate, you slow down, you hold eye contact, and you let the silence sit for a second before you speak. That pause tells her, I mean this, I am not just reciting lines. Let's put this into a real-world scenario so you can see the full blueprint. Most dates end with an awkward hug and a we should do this again sometime. It's forgettable. Instead, at the end of a great date, look her in the eyes and say this, I want to do this again. I really appreciate how easy this was. It's rare to find someone I can just be myself around. Boom, you just planted a flag in her memory. You've combined leadership with emotional depth. Now, when she thinks of you, she doesn't just remember the food or the place, she remembers how you made her feel seen, safe, desired. That is what we call an emotional anchor. Look, you can walk out of here today and try this tonight, you have the words. But the real question is, are you going to stay in the safe zone, or are you going to have the courage to be direct? You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be congruent. You need to align what you say with who you are. If you want to go deeper into the psychology of how to calibrate your energy and master these moments, I broke it all down in a free guide on my website. The link is in the description. Subscribe if you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting. I'll see you next time.